Twin Bay Dock's exclusive diamond pattern is stylish to complement your waterfront property. It's quality built to last a lifetime. Engineered to be stronger, our non-skid surface stays cool to the touch, and we offer a full line of dock accessories, including kayak and supboard racks. To see all we have to offer, visit our website to find a dealer near you. Twin Bay Docks, simply exceptional quality.
We all know that Jimmy John's is everyone's go-to option for freaky fast subs. But did you know that they're unveiling new menu options? That's right, Jimmy John's new menu has something.
At American Liner Systems, they have three main goals in mind. They want to do the best possible job for their customers, ensure farm and industrial safety, and protect the environment all at the same time. No matter how big or small your job site or farm is, they have many eco-safe solutions like machinery catch basins, fuel and chemical storage, manure lagoons, fertilizer containment solutions, equipment maintenance pads, and so much more. To keep our freshwater clean and our forests green, visit AmericanLinerSystems.com or call 231-258-4200 for a free quote so you can protect tomorrow's environment today.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. You are looking live at senior afternoon or senior night here at Thurlby Field as the seniors for the Traverse City St. Francis Gladiators are getting announced here for all the senior football players, varsity cheerleaders, and band members as well. Want to welcome you into an absolutely stunning afternoon from Traverse City, Michigan. We're pleased to be broadcasting this one live and pleased to be sending this to you courtesy of Next Level Broadcasting, Charles Strail, and my counterpart this afternoon, Austin Mong. Austin, it's a beautiful afternoon for some football as we've got two teams kind of going in opposite directions, and the Gladiators are looking to keep pace with some of the teams in their district as the Benzie Central Huskies come in, just trying to lick their wounds, if you will.
Yeah, along with that, Traverse City St. Francis coming off a tough loss last week, 34-7, I believe. The score is nowhere to what the game felt like. They actually had comparison in total yardages. Jackson Lumen Christie had 345 yards, whereas St. Francis actually had 335. So only 10 less yards, but 2 more turnovers. So just a very tough loss for St. Francis, and hoping to get on back track here this Saturday afternoon against Benzie Central, whereas Benzie Central in the season are 2-5, just looking to kind of finish the season strong here.
Yeah.
Trying to get some kind of momentum, some kind of confidence going into the end of the season and to get going with this young team into the next season here.
Right now, as it stands in the playoff seeding, we're going to talk about that much more as this game does have some implications for each one of these two teams. For the Gladiators, they need to win to keep pace and to potentially give themselves a home Week 1 playoff game. That game would most likely be against the McBain Ramblers if the playoffs started next week. So for the Gladiators to do that, they need to accomplish getting a win here this afternoon, and then they also need to win their final game of the season versus Boyne City in order to ensure a Week 1 home playoff game for this 2024 campaign. The Gladiators have been pretty inconsistent this year, and they've seen and have shown flashes of brilliance, yet sometimes they just kind of get tripped up and have some errors and miscues that don't really allow them and haven't allowed them to really reach their ceiling yet. So look this afternoon for the Gladiators to maybe clean up some of those errors that will allow them to truly reach their highest peak.
Yeah, Charles, and consistency is the biggest thing in all sports, especially football when you're playing as a team. And I think something that will help with that is they're getting some returning players off of injury in today's matchup. And I think this plays perfect in how the season's going to end. You have a big matchup next week against Boyne City. It's a very big away game. And you're here at home with the players coming back from injury, kind of getting a little warm-up game, getting back into the taste of football here. So this should get them really well worn into the playoffs.
Yeah, they get their returning inside linebacker Eli Bigger back. Last week they got their starting strong side linebacker back, Charlie Olivier. So the defense for the Gladiators is certainly starting to round into form as they initially thought that the defense would look like this season. So it's good to get some of those players returning back at close to full health as possible. That's always a good sign of you want to be fully healthy as you head into the playoffs. And absent of the last week's loss at Jackson Lumen Christi, I think this team learned a lot about itself. That game really came down to 3 plays that they had lost that game on. And if they don't make those 3 critical errors on those 3 plays, then they might have had a completely different outcome versus the Titans of Jackson Lumen Christi last week. So I think that opened up a lot of eyes. If you're just looking at the score, you might say, oh, they lost 35-7. But if you watch the game, you would see that it was not indicative of the score in terms of how close that game truly was. Austin, you were there. Can you kind of fill in and speak to how close that game actually felt?
Yeah, so like I said earlier, Jackson Lumen Christi had 345 total yards, whereas Traverse City St. Francis had 335. So just 10 more yards. The game was very close. It was not like they had a problem moving the ball down the field. They were moving the ball much better rushing-wise compared to Jackson Lumen Christi. It was just those turnovers that really played a big factor, and that's something that you want to limit going into the playoffs. This is where you get the 2 tiers of playoff teams, the championship winners and the ones that just get knocked out in the first round. This is where the biggest difference is going to be between Traverse City St. Francis advancing in the playoffs. It's limiting the turnovers and being more consistent with themselves.
Yeah, well, we're going to go ahead, step aside, take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we will get you ready for kickoff here from Thurlby Field. Actually, we're going to keep it right here for the rest of the final seniors as we want to get a good final shot of all of the senior athletes out on the field. And we're just about getting ready for kickoff. If you're seeing it now on your screen, yes, those are throwback uniforms for the Traverse City St. Francis Gladiators. This is their 74th season playing high school football for the Gladiators. And, well, we'd be remiss if we didn't mention it here early on in the game. We'll get a special shot from our sideline camera, but the Gladiators are wearing a special insignia on the back of their helmet, a red BC. That BC stands for, and it is in support of the tragic incident that happened and struck the lives of many in the Benzie Central community, as unfortunately 2 Benzie Central students passed away this past week, and a third student is still in critical condition. So the Gladiators are honoring the memory of those fallen students, and our hearts and prayers are with the families affected by a tragic incident just a week ago today. So we'll get a shot of that as we can pay homage to those families and all those affected. As we're getting ready for kickoff, here we go. It's a squib kick by the Huskies, and it's fielded at the 30-yard line. And getting over there to field that one quickly was Tyler Cadlick. So this will be the first time we see this Gladiator offensive unit out here. And they do have some returning players. Got some numbers have been changed due to the uniforms being only eligible for certain numbers that they had remaining in these throwback traditional uniforms. And this looks like it's going to be an encroachment against the Huskies. And this will be a free 5 yards for the Gladiators to start out on the first possession of the game. The lone running back behind quarterback Tyler Endress is Eli Bigger. Good to see him back in the lineup. Under center go the Gladiators. There's a handoff to Bigger, and he's got about 2 yards on the 1st and 5 carry.
And first carry for him back from injury, but besides all that, you like to start your drive off of like that. A little free 5 yards there. That's something they got Jackson Lumen Christie on last week, and they're looking to get back just getting those free 5 yards.
2nd and 3 now for Endress. He's in the gun two-back formation. He's going to keep it and run. He's got a convoy, which is going to spring him for a first down. The ball comes out at the very end of the play, and it's recovered by the Huskies. The Huskies come away with it. It's Dalton Mobley, and it's a turnover, and Benzie Central forces a fumble and will have it inside of the Gladiator 50. A stop, a turnover, and turnovers have been what's been plaguing this Gladiator team all season long, and they cough it up on their opening possession of the game.
Yeah, we were talking about that pregame, Charles. That's something that really decides if you're a playoff team, if you make it far or not.
This is the first snap of the game here for the Huskies. They're going to pitch this one out wide. Harrison Shepard in hot pursuit, and he brings down Joey Abita.
Yeah, that's a very good play. They really were able to get outside contain on that play and limit them from getting to the outside to beat them there, and they got them for a 4-yard loss.
Yeah, that was Harrison Shepard coming from the backside and Eli Bigger who were able to bring down Abita. Austin, this St. Francis defense is about as fully healthy as we've seen them all season long with the return of Bigger and Olivier back from last week. This time the Huskies are going to keep it. That's Rowan Zickert getting about 6 yards on the carry.
Yeah, and this is probably the most healthy we've seen Traverse City in the past 2 years. We've talked about them trying to get back to who they are ever since switching of the conference, and this is the place you want to be at going into the playoffs. You want your team healthy, you want them getting reps, getting some playing time, and this is how you want it.
Zickert now motioning one man behind him. It's a little, that's a backward lateral as the Gladiator pursuit gets there. Sam Wildfong, first Gladiator there to make the tackle. But yeah, that was an interesting play there behind the line of scrimmage. It was not a toss. It was like a two-handed pitch, but overhand. Kind of threw me for a loop there, Austin.
Yeah, it was a two-handed pitch, but they weren't able to get to the outside. That's what they're trying to do early here. But Traverse City, they almost run like a hybrid 5 front. They have 3 down linemen, and then they have 2 to the outside, almost like your dogs standing there at outside linebackers closer to the line of scrimmage. So it's very hard to contain and get the edge on the outside with this defense.
This is 4th and 11 now. Back deep to return, and it's a fake. Actually, just a little rugby punt that is going to sail out of bounds. Connor Winkle punted it away, and let's see where their spot is going to be at. The near side official is signaling it's going to be Gladiator ball at the 31.5-yard line. So that punt travels roughly 19 yards. And the Gladiators have mitigated that early turnover.
Yeah, that was actually a really good job from the punter there. If he did not evade that for that rugby style, it would have been blocked and maybe going the other way.
Endress keeps it. He's looking to throw. He's got a completion in the flat. That's Lisinski. Lisinski's got a lot of room, and he's got a nice block downfield from Isaac Kerr. Lisinski is down inside the 25-yard line. A nice pitch and catch from Tyler Endress to Lisinski all the way down to the 24-yard line. Penalty markers fly toward the end of the run, but as it currently stands, Austin, this looks like it should be close to about a 38-yard gain.
Yeah, just roughly a 40-yard gain here. Let's see what the flag is on a play.
Actually, technically a 42-yard gain, but the penalty was a late hit, unsportsmanlike personal, or not unsportsmanlike conduct, personal foul, which is going to push the Gladiators 15 yards further from the end of the run.
Yeah, that was a great play. They ran a lot of distractions there in the backfield with that wishbone offense.
Yeah.
And they leaked number 9 out. And number 2, Finn Smith, was supposed to have his man to the outside. He got lost in the backfield.
Endress is going to take the direct snap. He's on the lead. Gets a block from Shepard. Endress cutting it up. Reaches for the end zone. Touchdown, Gladiators. Tyler Endress puts it in from 12 yards out. And the Glads go up 6-0.
And they were not scared to run that. That was the same exact play they ran that resulted in a fumble with Benzie recovering, and they ran that same exact play, following his blockers, and this time it resulted in the complete opposite, a touchdown.
Yeah, that's showing trust in your quarterback and trust in your offensive line to run the same play that you had the turnover on. That time, Tyler was just able to read his blocks, and then he finished the run. He would not be denied there. Credit the right or left side of the offensive line for opening up that running lane. Sam Wildfong on to attempt the point after Harrison Shepard to hold. It's up and it's good. We mentioned the left side of that offensive line. That's Matthew Kane, Ben Eckler, Ben DeCarolis, center Bo Bellinger. Leading the way for Tyler Endress to get into the end zone there. Also got a nice block from Harrison Shepard out there as well, Austin. So the Gladiators take a 7-0 lead. And while they take the lead, we want to give a shout out to our pregame show sponsor, American Liner Systems. Listen, no matter how big or small your job site or farm is, American Liner Systems have many eco-safe solutions like machinery catch basins, fuel and chemical storage, manure lagoons, fertilizer containment solutions, equipment maintenance pads, and so much more. To keep our freshwater clean and our forests green, visit AmericanLinerSystems.com or call 231-258-4200 for a free quote so you can protect tomorrow's environment today. It officially goes in the books as a 2-play touchdown drive.
Yep, a really big play there to Lisinski. He was the one that really got them down the field on top of that penalty there that really got them inside the 10-yard line. And then it was just to the quarterback there to finish off the drive there. And this is a very good way to just forget about the first drive, forget about that turnover, kind of get back going here on track.
Trying to put the turnover behind you and in the back depths of the mind. Sam Wildfong to boot it away. Back deep for the Huskies is Mason Childs. And Childs is going to let that one sail over his head and into the end zone for a touchback. The Huskies will have it at their own 20-yard line to start their second possession of the game. Their first possession resulted in a 3-and-out forced by the Gladiator defense, Austin. What can the Huskies try to do here going against this near full-strength Gladiator defense?
So we saw they tried getting to the outside on the first drive. That's really hard to run against this defense with that 5-man in front to continue outside. I think if you want to attack them, you want to attack them more in the middle and some motions to the outside to get some passing game and rolling out. That's the way you're going to be able to move against this defense.
Rowan Zickert in an empty formation. He's going to keep this one and run right back into the heart of the Gladiator defense, where he was brought down by a host of Gladiators. And the first Gladiator in on the tackle was Eli Bigger, also helped out by Luke Gorman.
Yeah, and they motioned the receiver to the end to kind of get the whole defense flowing that way, to get that QB draw to the other side, but the hole just closed up fast by Bigger.
Second and 9 now for the Huskies. Rowan Zickert in an empty formation. Huskies going to send quads to the bottom of the formation in a tight split. There's a double pass. It's picked. Oh, I spoke too soon. It looked like the Gladiators had that one right for the taking. It was right there for either Evan Bellinger or Braxton Lisinski. That's the announcer's curse, Austin. I thought that was for sure going to be picked.
That was 100% the announcer curse, and it was coming to both of them, and I think they both wanted the pick. It was just who got the ball, and it kind of just bounced off one of them. But Finn Smith, they ran that little fake double pass action, and they had two men downfield open. Just they were able to get a hand on the thrown arm.
This is 3rd and 9. Zickert airing it out down the sideline. No good. Intended target was Dalton Mobley. Nice coverage by Tyler Cadlick. One-on-one man coverage. Austin, you see it a lot with this Gladiator defense last week and here today. They like to leave those corners out there on islands, and they held up really well last week against Jackson Lumen Christi. So far, doing a good job here playing solid man-on-man press coverage defense.
Yeah. St. Francis, they do not want you running the ball down their throat. That's why they have so many guys in the front 7 box.
Harrison Shepard. Actually, this is a fake, and it's knocked down by Braxton Lisinski. So the Huskies go for the fake punt, and there's a penalty marker down at the 22-yard line. So the Huskies right now pulling out a bunch of cards from the bottom of their sleeve.
Yeah, I think with the Huskies here, they run almost like a choice option for the punter here. They have him run a rugby-style punting to the right side, and if he sees a man downfield open, he's going to take that pass. If not, he's going to take that punt. So we saw in both variations already the past 2 special teams.
Unfortunately, they were called for an illegal man downfield. So you can't do that. Well, you can do that play. You just have to know that your offensive line can't get further than 1 yard past the line of scrimmage. Otherwise, you're going to have a penalty just like they had. So the Gladiators are going to take over on the Husky 21-yard line. Anderson, the shotgun, flanked to his right by Bigger. Lisinski in motion. He's going to get the carry. On the jet sweep, Lisinski cuts it upfield and is eventually brought down after a 9-yard gain. Hit hard by Lane Sanchez, but 9 yards on the play nonetheless.
Yeah, and you saw them line up and trips to the bottom of the screen and motion Lisinski over. They wanted to get the defense away from the other side of the field to give him some open field to run through.
Full house set now for the Glads. Hand off to Bigger, and that was a nice play made in the backfield by Parker Pritchett. Give him about a half-yard tackle for loss on that as Pritchett got into the backfield, and that was a nice play coming across the offensive line to make that tackle, Austin.
Yeah, that was a great play. They pulled the guard, so he just shot that hole and everything, got to the backfield.
3rd and 1. Enders rolling to his left, got a man open, and it's almost intercepted by Rowan Zickert. Intended target was Matthew Kane. And that one almost went the other way, Austin, for the second turnover of the game.
That was very scary. He actually had Lisinski open. The cornerback was to his other side of the end. If he threw that more outside to the pylon, that would have been a 6.
4th and 1 now. Hand off to Bigger. Bigger breaks through the lane. Bigger's in for 6, an 11-yard touchdown for Eli Bigger, untouched. And the Glads go up 13-0.
Wow, that was a great play design. You did not expect them to run it on 4th down there on 5, and they ran the motion to the right side and got Bigger open free, and he was not even touched.
Yeah, the right side of the offensive line, Zach Winowicki, Warren Asher, Isaac Kerr. I mean, if you're Eli Bigger, you gotta buy those guys some lunch at the cafeteria on Monday at school, right?
Oh, not only that, it's an afternoon game, so everything's going to be open after the game.
That's true. Eli, you're on the hook for some Qdoba or maybe some BC pizza for these offensive linemen. As Sam Wildfong on for the point after, Harrison Shepard to hold, Bo Bellinger to snap it, and it's good for Sam Wildfong. And we're going to go ahead and step aside here. We'll be back in 1 minute. You're watching Gladiator Football simulcast live on nextlevelbroadcasting.net and on YouTube at Next Level Broadcasting. We'll be back after these messages.
Excavating has been providing residential and commercial excavating services in northern Michigan for over 32 years. Their services also include shoreline work as well as commercial and residential snow removal. Based in Traverse City, their services extend throughout the 5-county area, but would love to hear from you about a larger project from outside of the area as well. With a goal in mind to provide the best result for their customers, be sure to give them a call at 231-929-9259 or visit them online at popexcavating.com.
Outdoors? Do you like action, being part of a team, and big machines? At Team Elmer's, we're not just building roads and infrastructure, we're building dreams and communities. And as a 100% employee-owned company, we value every employee owner with a commitment to excellence and a culture where everything we do it with heart. Every day brings new opportunities for adventure.
And welcome back to Thurlby Field. Gladiators with a 14-0 lead. Sam Wildfong has been busy here early as he sends it away once again. This is a nice kick going to bounce about 5 yards into the end zone for a touchback. Austin, let's just highlight that little fullback dive that the Gladiators just ran to Eli Bigger for that 11-yard touchdown. What did you like most about how that offensive line created that gap?
The offensive line has been the difference so far in this game. This is one of the strengths of Traverse City. You run through the trenches. This is where the game is won right here. And if you can get them going, if you can get them to the outside, you have speed with this Traverse City team. So to the outside, you got that track speed, and most likely you're going to see that 6 like we've been seeing all season long.
Zickert thrown out into the flats. He's got a completion to the near side. Connor Wenkel. Wenkel slips a tackle, still on his feet, brought down by Eli Bigger, but not after a nice gain, and he's tackled at the 37-yard line. A pickup of, 17 yards.
Yeah, that was a very good play by Wenkel that he broke the tackle. He just kept churning them legs. If they teach you in practice, the low man wins, and he did not get low enough and kept churning them legs, and he was able to break down for, I believe, the first down of the game.
This is 1st and 10 now from the Husky 37. Tyler Brooks in motion. Actually, now that's Sanchez. Zickert rolling to his left. He's looking, throwing back across his body over the middle of the field. And it was intended for Finn Smith. And Harrison Shepard was on the coverage. But the pass falls harmlessly incomplete. Throwing back across your body, that's a dangerous pass, Austin.
Yeah, that's very scary. And this is something I think we would like to hope to see them build chemistry with them being with the quarterback being a junior here. When he rolls out like that, no one's open. A lot of the receivers kind of stayed put. If they can roll out with him and build that, you're going to see him open, starting to get more open there instead of having to throw across the field.
This is 2nd and 10 now from the 37-yard line. Brooks in motion. He gets the pitch. Oh, man, what a great job of pursuit coming in to make the tackle for a loss for the Gladiators. Big number. Let's see here. We want to get this right because we've got a change of numbers. That's Garrett Gillespie wearing the 75 this afternoon. Looking good, making a nice tackle for loss.
Yeah, that was a very great play. They tried getting to the outside, and he just shot that big gap and was able to get into the backfield there.
This is 3rd and 14 now for Zickert and company. It's a screen pass. They've got it set up to Finn Smith. Finn Smith is clobbered by 3 Gladiators after a 3-yard pickup. Austin, that screen was set up nicely, but the Gladiator defense was in the exact right position to bring down Smith after he got it.
Yeah, that was very good job by Traverse City there to kind of have the second-level players stay their ground. If for Benzie right here, you would want the receivers to line up out wider because the corners were in too close for that screen pass that they could have just been a factor in that play. So get them out wider and get the players out of play.
4th down now. 4th down punts have been no easy thing so far for the Huskies as this one's blocked. Sam Wildfong pushes his man right into it, and it's going to roll, and the Gladiators will have it at the 43-yard line. Once again, Sam Wildfong on that rush pushed the man blocking him right into the punt. Wow, what a play.
That was 100% all muscle, all bench press from Wildfong right there. He was pushing his man back yard by yard and everything, and it just hit his own player.
And that's one of those things with those rugby-style punts, Austin. You subject yourself to some weird things happening because you're changing the launch angle and positioning from where that punt goes. So your blockers need to know that and adjust. And that time, the Gladiators made the Huskies pay for allowing them to rush right into the area where that punter was going to be kicking it from. You know, very similar, and I don't want to open a deep-seated wound here for Michigan Wolverine fans, but, you know, the trouble with the snap play happened on a rugby-style punt just like that. And when you're running to the right and you've got men rushing at you, it's no easy task to get that ball down and send a good punt away. That's why you see a lot of teams just end up for the standardized punt. And we've seen it now on 3 separate occasions where the Huskies have not been able to get a solid punt away.
Yeah, and you see this a lot through all levels of football, the standardized punt now, because if you do that rugby style, your outside players is one-on-one with the outside edge, which are the faster players on the defensive line. And whereas in the middle, they're being double team and triple team from the other linemen up front. So that's why you see these blocks happening or it being touched, at least some kind of rush towards a punter when you do this rugby style. And we've seen it right in 2 plays that has not benefited them. They had a flag on one and then a block on this one.
There's 1st and 10 from the Husky 43-yard line. The Gladiators take over on downs. They have a 14-0 lead here, 3:13 remaining in the first quarter. Tyler Endress is going to keep it, slips through a tackle. He's got speed down the sideline, eventually brought down at the 25-yard line, but not after picking up a first down. He was brought down by Joey Abita.
That was a great play by Andrus right there. All of the linemen actually got beat. They were able to get pursuit in the first second of the snap, but he broke that first level. And with you breaking that first level, a lot of running backs and running quarterbacks like this because then they can get to the second level and beat them.
And that looks like it's going to be an encroachment against the Huskies. That'll give the Gladiators another free 5 yards. And the other thing, Austin, as a quarterback, you usually, 6'1", 6'2". Tyler Endress is about 6'1". And when you're not getting brought down by linebackers and you're now one-on-one versus corners and safeties, you really like that matchup in the open field much better.
That's a running back dream right there.
There's a quick handoff to Lisinski. Oh, no, I was fooled. It was Harrison Shepard. Excellent fake in the backfield by Endress and Lisinski. And Harrison Shepard gets about maybe like a tackle for loss there as the original line of scrimmage was a yard further downfield. So TFL for the Huskies on first down.
We were faked out up here, but Benzie Central was not on that play.
There's a little counter to Sam Wildfong. Wildfong has a nose for the end zone, and he's in. Sam Wildfong punches it in from 13 yards out for the touchdown. What a play on the counter.
That was a great counter play. They ran a kind of counter play on the other drive there, but they got Wildfong coming across with this receiver coming to the other end. That's mixing up, confusing the second level right there, the corners and the safety, and that's how you saw such big and wide open field for Wildfong to get in for 6. And Wildfong again here to attempt the extra point, hoping to go for 3 here. Snap is good. Kick is up. Kick is good. That makes Wildfong 3 for 3 on extra points here. And while they're going on to the turnover break, we will go ahead and take it to commercial.
The Grand Traverse Hauling and Junk Removal know how to help you in times of need, whether you are in the middle of a remodel or just have too much clutter in your life. They work hard to clean up your living space in no time, and if you want to tackle the project on your own, simply call them to drop off one of their nearly 24 dumpsters from 6 cubic yards in size and larger. These folks love what they do and love to help you too. So give them a call today at 231-649-5696 or visit them online at www.grandtravershauling.com.
Now's the time to fly from your Northern Michigan hometown Cherry Capital Airport, TVC. TVC Airport will get you to your dream destination anywhere in the world. Visit tvcairport.com now.
All right, welcome back. The Gladiators have a 21-0 lead. Sam Wildfong doing it all, had the 13-yard touchdown run and the good point after kick. So the Gladiators go up 21-0 over the Benzie Central Huskies. 2 minutes, 29 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Charles Strail along with Austin Mong as Wildfong sends this one away deep into the end zone. Bounces near the back corner of the end zone, as a matter of fact.
He's been 3 for 3 on touchbacks. That's something about these warm days. It's almost like a golf. Your golf ball flies further. In football, with the warm days, they fly further as well.
So first down and 10 for the Benzie Central Huskies at their own 20-yard line. Looking to get out of the confines of their own field position here for the first time since their first possession of the game. And that one is incomplete. Intended for, looks like a little screen for Connor Wenkel that just didn't have a good look from the beginning there, Austin.
Yeah, nothing developed there for Benzie. All players were covered. They're running a little zone coverage outlook there, and he was lucky that he did not throw that ahead of him. That would have been resulted in potentially a pick.
So it's one thing when you're an offense that wants to try and control the ball and control time of possession, but it's another thing when you're down by 3 scores already. And, we've seen Benzie already start to, throw everything they have at the Gladiators, as Zickert's going to fake the option, and he's going to keep it. Gain about 3 yards on the play and tackled by Charlie Olivier. Nice to see Charlie Olivier in on a stop. His first game of the season came last week against Jackson Lumen Christi. Now he's getting some good solid reps, mental reps, probably the biggest thing for him right now, Austin.
Yeah, and St. Francis here compared to Benzie are just looking like they are quicker out of the snap. They're looking to get into the backfield. They look a lot faster than Benzie, and they're able to get those no-gain plays.
Yeah, like anytime you stop somebody for a little gain on 1st and 10, 2nd or 10, it makes it so much harder as, the yardage piles up on 3rd and long. As Zickert in an empty formation looking to throw. Aaronin out deep. He's got a man. And, oh, what a catch that would have been if Connor Wenkel could have squeezed that. That was a nice ball, Austin. Wenkel ran underneath it, tried to make the Willie Mays-esque catch, but just couldn't squeeze it.
That was probably one of the best balls we've seen thrown today. There was pressure up the middle. They ran a little stunt with their linebackers coming back and pinching inside. So he had a linebacker free running at the quarterback, and he had to throw off his back foot, and he threw it in the only spot his receiver could get it. Just could not catch the ball.
And got to give credit to Wenkel there. He ran a nice route, maybe just a inch too far, and that's the thing about football. It is a game of inches. Here's another rugby-style punt that the Huskies are going to try and keep and will not get the first down. Charlie Olivier in on the tackle, bringing down Wenkel, and the Huskies turn it over at the 26-yard line. So the Gladiators taking over once again deep in Husky territory. And as we want to give a shout-out, we talked about it earlier in the pregame show, and we want to give a shout-out to our sideline camera, Shane Smith, here with this incredible shot. You can see on the back of the helmets for the Gladiators a little BC, a red BC, and that insignia is there to show the support for the Benzie Central community as they go through a very trying time. That's Harrison Shepard in motion. He's going to get the handoff, and there's a false start penalty called against the Gladiators, which will back them up 5 yards.
And these are mistakes that you do not want to make, especially towards the end of the season, something that you can really control.
Yeah, these pre-snap penalties, whether it's a false start or an illegal motion or an illegal formation, those are the penalties that you can certainly control, and it ends up putting you back behind the chains, and you don't want to do that against playoff opponents. There's a keeper by Tyler Endress on the zone read option. Give him about 2 yards on the keeper.
Yeah, and there was nowhere to go with that ball there. They did a really good job at reading the running back, reading the quarterback, and just staying to the ground and tackling both players.
Yeah, that was Parker Pritchett on the stop. Second and 14. There's a handoff to Lisinski. Lisinski is brought down by Rowan Zickert, and Lisinski is inside the 25-yard line now. It'll be a 3rd and 9.
Yeah, and this is a very tough thing about this little formation, the wishbone that they run here. They actually made the 2 tackles on the other 2 players coming out the backfield, but the one player that actually had the ball was the one that they were not able to put a hand on.
Here's 3rd and 9 for Tyler Henderson Company. He's going to drop back. Pass over the middle to Bigger. Bigger's wide open, and he's in for the touchdown. A 24-yarder from Tyler Enders to Eli Bigger, and the Gladiators put another 6 on the board.
What a great play there by Bigger. He held his block. He kind of just was holding it there, and then he blocked in a release, and he was the last man to come out of the field for a pass, and he was the one that was wide open.
And one thing the Gladiators also did there is they flooded the far right side of the field, drawing those defenders to the far side, and then Bigger, who was blocking initially, just slipped right into the seam. A well-designed and well-executed play by the Gladiators as they go up 27-0, looking to make it 28-0. Bellinger to hold, or to snap it. Shepard to hold it, and Wildfong puts it through. So it's now 28-0 with the Gladiators on top. And while we have a moment, we want to give a shout out to Redmond Automotive. Listen, Gladiator fans and families, we know that sometimes your teen drivers get in the occasional fender bender or put a transmission out of order when you're trying to teach them how to drive that old manual transmission. Well, when those occasions occur, trust the pros at Redmond Automotive to get your ride back on the road as quickly as possible. A full-service and family-owned and operated business for over 35 years. That's Redmond Automotive. And the Gladiators have been working hard so far in this first quarter as they've got a 28-0 lead. Speaking of working hard, that's the Team Elmer's hardest working player of the game today. Ever since 1956, Team Elmer's has been committed to building better communities. And today they're proud to be sponsoring the Team Elmer's hardest working player of the game. So after 11 minutes and 38 seconds, Austin, who do you think that player of the game would be so far if you had to pick?
I think I would have to go with the line.
The whole offensive line.
The whole offensive line. They've been opening up gaps. They've been opening up holes for all of their special players.
All right, can you narrow it down, left side or right side?
I would have to go right side. They've been running it more to the right side, and they've been getting opening holes over there, gaping holes.
Wildfong sending it away once again. That's a nice-looking kickoff. He's in a rhythm right now, Austin. Sometimes even as a kicker, you can get into a rhythm where your footsteps are right where they need to be, and you're sending it away, and the ball is really traveling this afternoon.
Yeah, it really is, and especially with extra points. I know they're short. I know they're supposed to be short and sweet for the kicker, but to even get going, especially at the high school level with your extra points, that makes a whole world of a difference.
Right. If you can get to 90 to 95% conversion ratio on those extra points, as opposed to 60% on the 2 points, you want to go with where the numbers advise. Rowan Zickert takes the shotgun snap. He's got a completion out in the flat and slipping through 2 tackles, and who is eventually brought down there. Flags fly at the end of the play. He had the completion to Tyler Brooks, but let's check the penalty markers.
They might be calling a late hit.
Yeah, I think it's going against the Gladiators. Yeah, the personal foul, late hit called against the Gladiators. This will give a free 15 yards to the Huskies. So the ball now resides at the Husky 44-yard line. Once again, if you're just now joining us, the Gladiators have really come out strong here in this first quarter. They've got a commanding 28-0 lead over the Benzie Central Huskies. Huskies looking to get back into Gladiator territory for the first time since their opening possession. Zickert picks it up off the turf. Now he's scrambling around, and Zickert is sacked back at his 32-yard line.
That was great play from the defensive ends. They were staying in coverage, faking the coverage, and they were able to get back there for the sack with the delayed blitz.
I mean, what haven't the Gladiators been able to do here in this first half? We're going to talk about that when we come back. You're watching high school football on Next Level Broadcasting, simulcast live on nextlevelbroadcasting.net and on YouTube at Next Level Broadcasting. Second quarter action coming up after these messages.
Now's the time to fly from your Northern Michigan hometown Cherry Capital Airport. TVC. TVC Airport will get you to your dream destination anywhere in the world. Visit tvcairport.com now.
All right, here we are, 28-0. The score after 12 minutes of play. Charles Strill, Austin Mong, Shane Smith, Jessica Alcorn here on the production of today's afternoon game. What a beautiful afternoon for football as you look in the distance. Fall color right now is in peak formation. I mean, you look at some of these colors around here, Austin, from high above Thurlby Field in the press box. It is one sight, I mean, you do not want to miss.
No, it's not. It is beautiful up here in Northern Michigan right now, and it's just that means with this color, we're right into full approach of football and playoff football.
This is 2nd and a mile for Benzie Central. They're going to slip this one out into the flats, and Sam Wildfong was the first Gladiator there, but the stop was eventually made. Looks like I want to get the proper credit here. Joe Detloff there. And Charlie Olivier on the stop for the Gladiators. So this is a 3rd and a mile, 3rd and Acme, if you will.
Yeah, this is a long, long hike for Benzie Central to get the first down. Let's see if they draw up another screenplay. This is something that we've been seeing them try to utilize to get them more longer conversions.
Zickert looking to throw. He's got a completion over the middle. Tackled right away with Charlie Olivier making the sure-handed tackle on Joey Abeda. So this will be 4th and 12 now. I don't know if we'll see a punt or a rugby-style 4th down attempt.
I think we will see them going for it because we saw them not go deep to get that conversion. We saw them try to go shorter to get some more yards to make it 4th and manageable here. But let's see what they end up doing. We do have a punter in the backfield there.
Yeah, it looks like Connor Wenkel is going to at least set up to attempt a punt. And he's going to take it, and he's going to send this one away. It's a high punt, backing Lisitsky up. It's going to bounce and roll in for a touchback. So the Gladiators will get it at their 20. A late flag does come in. Got some couple players chirping out there. It looked like there was a conversation to be had between Lane Sanchez and Tyler Thompson. We'll check the penalty here.
If you're Benzie, you're looking for it to get some kind of momentum on your side, and it's looking like it will be going against Traverse City, going to the 10-yard line.
So the Gladiators will have it at their 10 after that penalty. It was a half the distance to the goal penalty, so they'll have it on their 10-yard line. There's a pre-snap penalty against the, looks like it's an encroachment against the Huskies.
Benzie was getting a little jumpy there, I think, trying to get in the backfield. We saw them sending a blitz package, and I think they were itching to get back there.
It'll be first down and 5 yards to go. They need to get to the Gladiator 20 to move the sticks. Enders under center. Olivier in motion. He'll get the carry. He breaks through 2 tackles. He's got a wall of blockers out in front. Olivier down the sideline, pushed out of bounds by Finn Smith, but there is a penalty marker down at the 22-yard line, and it is a hold, which will be coming back against the Gladiators.
That will be coming back, and that's a tough thing about getting these pitches to the outside. The defensive ends trying to follow with the ball carrier, and the linemen just aren't prepared for that, and then they kind of get a hold of the shoulder and twist them.
So the penalty is enforced from the spot of the foul. Let's see where they mark this ball now. Still got 10 minutes left to go in the first half, and the Gladiators have a 28-0, a sizable lead. So the ball is marked at the 12-yard line, which means the hold happened at the 22. So that's, well beyond the line of scrimmage in the case of that play as it panned out. Here's a sprint out to the right for Tyler Endress, and he's tripped up. Give him roughly 8 yards on the carry. This will be a 3rd and 1 for the Gladiator offense here. Actually, a 2nd and 1, I beg your pardon.
2nd and 1. That was a great play there by number 3 for Benzie Central. I don't know if that's Mason Childs or Hollis Bells. We have 2 people listed at number 3, but he contained his outside edge to force that cut inside, and he tripped up on his own player.
Yeah, I believe you're right. I think that is Hollis Bell. And we've got a timeout taken, but we're going to keep it right here. And while we have an opportunity to do so, we're going to remind you to fly TVC. Listen, Traverse City Cherry Capital Airport is your gateway to Northern Michigan, and now is the time to fly TVC with new year-round nonstop flights to Charlotte. Flying TVC can get you to your dream destination anywhere in the world. Maybe you are looking for a fall getaway or have relatives flying in for these beautiful fall colors, or maybe even hunting season. Hey, let TVC service you all fall long. Visit tvcairport.com for more info, flight reservations, and up-to-the-minute flight schedules for Allegiant, American, Delta, Sun Country, and United Airlines. Here's 2nd and 3 now for the Gladiators. They're going to hand this one off. There's Cam Sellers running it down the sideline. Cam Sellers brought down at the 35-yard line. And he's got a Gladiator first down. Hollis Bell on the stop. And we do have a Gladiator down. The injured Gladiator appears to be Zach Winowicki. We're going to go ahead and step aside and take a timeout as the training staff takes care of Zach. We'll be back in just a few moments after these messages.
Travers Catholic Federal Credit Union in Traverse City. We make banking secure and convenient with biometric logins and remote deposit capture. Whether you need loans, mortgages, or credit cards, we've got you covered. Manage your finances effortlessly with our online banking services. Grow your savings with our competitive rates and savings products. Experience the difference with Travers Catholic Federal Union. Visit tcfedcu.org for more.
Well, there's a nice looking shot of the fall colors right now, as you can see. I mean, that's just beautiful. Here's 1st and 10, and we've got another procedural penalty. And now, actually, that penalty was against the Huskies. So it's 1st and 5 once again for the Gladiators. There's a keeper by Endress. Endress has the far sideline, makes a man miss, loses the football, and it looks like the Gladiators got it back.
Wow. Very fortunate for the Gladiators to jump on that. What happened there was he got to the outside. It was the same play again as that touchdown run, and he got past the first level there, and he was making his move, and the defender went for the tackle, and the helmet got right on the ball. That was basically the sweet spot for the defender to hit the ball, and it came out again. But luckily, it was fumbling down there, and it went right into the quarterback's hand. And again to the right side. Number 11 there, Sellers, went up the field, maybe for about 3-4 yard gain there, inching their way towards the end zone here. And this is one thing we talked about with the turnovers. That's something you don't really want to be doing. I know you were lucky to be able to fall on that there, but this is something leading into the playoffs that you've got to limit, especially if you're going to be traveling farther away to these playoff more caliber teams.
Here's 2nd and 5. Quick handoff to Bigger. And Eli Bigger has a first down inside the 20-yard line, moving the chains once again for the Gladiators. Austin, how long do you think these starters play this afternoon for the Gladiators?
We might see them out, I think, sometime in the third quarter, get them going, get them some reps before this big game in Boyne next week.
Yep, we're going to go ahead and take a quick timeout as well, as there's an injury on the field. That's Rowan Zickert, who's getting some attention. We're going to step aside and be back after this.
Travers Catholic Federal Credit Union in Traverse City. We make banking secure and convenient with biometric logins and remote deposit capture. Whether you need loans, mortgages, or credit cards, we've got you covered. Manage your finances effortlessly with our online banking services. Grow your savings with our competitive rates and savings products. Experience the difference with Travers Catholic Federal Credit Union. Visit tcfedcu.org for more.
Today's game is brought to you by Redmond Automotive. Pop Excavating, Cherry Capital Airport, Twin Bay Docks, American Liners, BC Pizza, Alpers Excavating, Grand Traverse Hauling, Collar Clinic, 3 West, Team Elmer's, That's a Pizza.
Collar Clinic, providing peace of mind and local customer service with the latest GPS collars, bark collars, e-collars, beeper collars, accessories, and replacement parts, protecting your dog's safety and giving you the confidence that you'll be hunting with your dog, not for them. Collar Clinic, your e-collar specialist in Northern Michigan for over 35 years.
And here we are. It was Rowan Zickert, the player who was helped off the field. He did walk off under his own power. Gladiators have it up 28-0 over the Benzie Central Huskies. Austin Mong, Charles Strail here on the call of this afternoon's game. A beautiful afternoon from Traverse City.
Yeah, you can't ask anything better than this, especially with November just around the corner and Halloween.
Tyler Endress in an empty set, motioning Charlie Olivier. Olivier gets the handoff on that jet sweep. He's looking for the corner. He's brought down at the 5-yard line. And this will be 1st and goal for the Gladiators.
Yeah, this is why I talked about where I really liked the players of the game going to the offensive line. They were able to shift and move with that defensive line and move down the line of scrimmage to get the open field to the left side. So they're being very, very athletic right now and moving down that field.
There's 1st and goal. Handoff up the middle to Tyler Cadlick, and he's in for a touchdown. Tyler Cadlick joins the party and gets his first touchdown of the game.
Yeah, that's a very good play there. Just going up the field, following his blockers, and being patient there. We're seeing that point with Traverse City where they're starting to feed everyone the ball here.
Yeah, the Gladiators, it's a buffet right now. Everybody's getting some food. Everybody's getting fed. They've got 34 points on the board, and there's still 7 minutes and 26 seconds remaining here in the first half. Once again, it's Bellinger to snap it, Shepard to hold it, Wildfong to kick it. Good snap, good hold, and a beautiful kick. Sam Wildfong is, let's see here, 5 for 5 on his kick so far in this game. And, you know, if you're judging this game, you would say, oh, the Gladiators are dominating it. But they still have some areas that they can improve. They've put the ball on the ground twice so far. They've lost 1 fumble and were fortunate enough to get 1 fumble back, but that's something that they need to get a better handle on is ball security.
Yeah, this is something you need to very clean up. We saw this last week. You committed 3 turnovers, and that's how you fell out of the game. And against a team like Jackson Lumen Christi, where it really should have been a 21-14 game, if you take away all the turnovers, this is something they've got to clean up, hold the ball more as they move to the last game of the season and into the playoffs.
And, you know, one thing, turnovers can even the playing field between a good team and an inferior team. If the good team has maybe 1, 2, 3 more turnovers, then you can give that inferior team more chances to possess the ball and not have to make, you know, 3 consecutive stops to force a punt. And, well, I mean, we saw it in the Kingsley game. The Gladiators still had 3 turnovers but won 49-20. That game could have been even more lopsided had they taken better care of the ball. And the reciprocal side of that is their game versus Lumen Christi could have been much closer had they taken better care of the ball and converted on those crucial 4th downs.
Yeah, and that's the thing with football. You said it earlier, it's a game of inches. Well, if you get extra possessions, that's also another big thing for the offense, and then your defense can rest.
Wildfong once again to send it away. It's a high kick that's going to bounce because he was kicking into the wind this time. And that was an awkward sequence there, and a late penalty marker comes in. Oh, man, it was Tyler Brooks down there who had fielded the kickoff. And late hit is called against the Gladiators because Brooks even though he had the ball and just picked it up, was laying on the ground, he is officially down by contact in high school football. Didn't have to hit him when he was laying on the ground, so that'll be a 15-yard penalty called against the Gladiators.
Yeah, that's very unfortunate. It took a weird bounce, and Brooks was, I think, a little confused with what to do with the ball, whether or not, and he fell on it, and just like in college and high school, he's down already, and the late hit there was something that you've got to kind of clean up. Benzie trips to the bottom. And we will get a timeout from Benzie here with some confusion on the field. And with the timeout, we'll also take it to break here.
All right, guys, here's what we get.
BC Pizza, BC Pizza, hometown handmade gourmet.
Coach, what do we do? We get BC Pizza.
BC Pizza, BC Pizza.
Today's game is brought to you by Redmond Automotive, Pop Excavating, Cherry Capital Airport, Twin Bay Docks, American Liners, BC Pizza, Alpers Excavating, Grand Traverse Hauling, Collar Clinic, 3 West, Team Elmers, That's a Pizza, Travis Catholic Federal Credit Union, Red Mesa Grill, PGLs, and Magnum Hospitality.
First down now for the Benzie Central Huskies. We do have a new quarterback for the Huskies. Taking the snap and putting his shoulder down after a nice gain is Dalton Mobley. He's got about 3 yards on the 1st and 10 carry there. Austin Mobley, a completely different quarterback than Rowan Zickert. You can tell just by his figure. He's got a little bit more height, a little slighter of build, but he's into the action here early with that 4-yard run.
Yeah, not just physically, but even with experience. Mobley's a freshman. He's a 9th grader here on the high school field coming to St. Francis and taking it in the second quarter here. So this is something that is going to be a learning experience for him, and this is their future right here as well. So this is some good learning experience, some good playing time for him. And with that, though, we do have Zicker back in the game, making some different change of plays here. He fumbles the snap. He picks it up.
That's just a bad play from the start, as Zicker just most likely should have just taken a knee there, Austin, and just lived to fight another down. It is very good to see him back in the game, though. He was helped off on the most recent defensive possession for the Huskies, but good to see him back in the game, as you know, the season is most likely not going to be extended to the postseason for this Husky team. But, you know, for the other sports that a lot of these 2-3 sport athletes have, like Zickert, you want to make sure that he's got his health going into the next season.
Yes, correct. And I know this was not the season you wanted. You do have a lot of juniors and 10th graders on this team, though. Kind of get that experience and move on to the next season, finish the season strong.
Here's a handoff up the middle, trying to pick his way through the Gladiator defense, and doing a nice job of that is Andrew Gray. He's got about 4 yards on the 3rd down carry. It's going to bring up a 4th and long now for the Huskies, however.
Yeah, that was a good run. He kept churning them legs like I talked about earlier. First initial contact, he about 5 yards after that contact.
If you're wondering, ladies and gentlemen, it takes 48 points for a running clock to be inactivated in the first half of a game. 35 points in the second half. And they're going to go for it on 4th and 8. Zickert looking to throw up the seam. No good. Intended for Connor Wenkel. Gladiators had him bracket covered. And that play, even though it was a nice design, had no shot.
Yeah, it was a nice design. His first initial read, though, was to the outside, to the right side. It was all covered up. They're running a little cover 2 there, so the 2 safeties were in the back. If he had more time to throw that ball, he would have been able to split the safeties there and actually complete that upfield, but he did not, so he did throw that a lot earlier than he wanted to.
So the Gladiators take back over on the Husky 31-yard line. And we do have some changes made for this Gladiator offense. Now at the helms and under center is Ethan Daziak. He will replace Tyler Enders. And it's 1st and 10 on the 31-yard line. Bellinger to Daziak's right. It's a handoff to Cam Sellers. Sellers with speed. He's got, actually still on his feet. What a run by Cam Sellers down at the 11-yard line. Give him a 20-yard gain. And wow, that was just pure effort there by Cam Sellers, wasn't it, Austin?
Yeah, that was a great run from Sellers. We don't see this a lot of him, kind of them churn the legs, because he doesn't need to. He has so much speed. He has what we call it, that track speed, that he would just blow right past you. But this time he was able to just run right through players for those 20 yards.
Hashtag track speed. That describes Cam Sellers right there.
Yes, sir.
But that time you could use the acronym of grit, toughness, and determination to run through those arm tackles and get a 20-yard gain there on 1st and 10. So while we have another opportunity to do so, we are going to tell you about our friends at Magnum Hospitality, Pizio's Pizza, and the Red Mesa Grill. Since 1983, Pizio's Pizza has been serving their award-winning pizza dishes to Traverse City and all of Grand Traverse County. A taste bud shattering experience after each bite, and you can experience that 7 days a week from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. And with pickup and delivery services, there's really not an excuse to make Pizio's Pizza your next family dinner selection. And if pizza doesn't suffice, let Magnum Hospitality spice up your dining experience at Red Mesa Grill in Traverse City. Red Mesa features the perfect complement of spices to fire up your taste buds. But don't just take our word for it. Try it for yourself at Red Mesa Grill in Traverse City. And if you're looking to stay under the Magnum Hospitality umbrella of restaurants, you can go to Elk Rapids and go to Pearl's New Orleans Kitchen. Or if you're even further north, you can stop in at Cafe Sante in Boyne City. Something for everyone with Magnum Hospitality, Pizio's Pizza, and the Red Mesa Grill. Charles Strail, Austin Mong, Shane Smith, and Jessica Alcorn here from Thurlby Field. The Gladiators with the 35-0 lead. 4 minutes, 45 seconds to go. It's Daziak under center. He's going to turn and hand. There's a handoff to Tommy Donahue. And Donahue is down at about the 5-yard line. Roughly a 6-yard pickup on 1st and 10.
Tommy Donahue had all the holes he wanted to run through. They run that little distraction in the backfield again, and he had the A gap, the B gap, and the C gap open, and he just had to choose which one there.
The ball's at the 5-yard line. I formation. Daziak under center, Bellinger, and Donahue behind him. Sellers split off to the left. Hand off to Donahue. Donahue dragging tacklers and is stood up at about the 1-yard line. So this will be 3rd and 1 now for this Gladiator offense, under 4 minutes to play.
And with that, they're trying to feed Donahue that touchdown there. This is the buffet style that we're talking about Saturday afternoon, getting all their players a touchdown here.
I like that. I like that. Buffet style, family style.
Family style, the family plan. There we go.
Pass that nice bowl of mashed potatoes all the way around the table. Get the collard greens, the salad. Oh, man, family style eating here for the Gladiators offense. Full house backfield. There's a handoff. That's Tommy Donahue, and he's in untouched for the touchdown. Donahue puts the Gladiators up 41-0.
There we go. Donahue with his touchdown out. That's one for him. That's another one for the Traverse City family right there. And they are just starting to feed and feast in this first half.
And you get a touchdown. You get a touchdown. You get a touchdown. It's an Oprah Winfrey afternoon out here for the Gladiator offense. Everyone getting touchdowns. It's 41-0. And, well, couldn't have drawn it up any better outside of maybe having a little better ball security on the afternoon.
No, correct. And let's see if Wafong can keep it 6 for 6 here on his extra point.
It's blocked. That one's blocked. It was blocked by the Huskies, and there's another announcer's curse. We'll get to that. It was Adam Coyne who blocked it, number 52 for the Huskies. But, Austin, I mean, cue the announcer's jinx. Wow.
I'm sorry to the viewers at home. That's all my fault right there. That was all jinx right there.
So Wildfong officially now 6 of 7 on his point after attempts. Still a lot of good things have been happening in this game for the Gladiators. They're up 41-0. Like I mentioned earlier and alluded to, the high school football running clock threshold in the first half is 48 points. So the Gladiators are 7 points shy of that. We've got 3 minutes and 20 seconds left in this game, or this first half, excuse me, as the most recent touchdown was scored by Tommy Donahue for the Gladiators. Tommy Donahue, one of many seniors on this St. Francis team.
Yeah, a lot of experienced players on St. Francis, and when you look at it like that with a lot of seniors, you're kind of wondering this is the make it or break it kind of year right here to kind of make that run for a championship.
And I got a little point to add after this kickoff as well. Sam Wildfong sending this one away. It's going to be fielded at the 10-yard line by Hollis Bell. Hollis Bell takes a good hit by Charlie Olivier. Actually, my apologies. That was Jack Gruber who came down and, actually, excuse me, Michael Frederick delivering a big hit on Bell. But the point I was going to make regarding the seniors here, it looks like there's a concentrated effort to get all these seniors a touchdown on senior day. If they're a running back or a wide receiver, if they're running the ball, it seems like there's an effort to get these seniors in the end zone here this afternoon, Austin.
Yeah, and I love that. I love that, especially on senior night or afternoon here for Traverse City. It's nice to get them some playing time here, nearing the end of the season here.
Rowan Zickert in the game is going to hand off up the middle. There's a short gain, and it was Andrew Gray. He gets right back to the initial line of scrimmage.
Yeah, but an important thing for Traverse City here is you're starting to get your more depth players, some more playing time here, and I think this is really good going to the end of the season and the playoffs especially, trying to get everyone basically warmed up and prepped for that playoff run that they're looking to make.
Huskies have the ball at their own 11-yard line. It's a shotgun wishbone formation. As Zickert's thrown up the middle, no good, intended for Braden Tharp, or excuse me, intended for Connor Winkle. I got the number 21s confused there.
No, but that was another play, another throw that he just put a little too much mustard on, just about 2-3 yards.
Maybe just a little bit too excited, as Winkle did have his man and defender beat coming on that post route. This is 3rd and 10 now for the Huskies. Rowan Zickert in the shotgun formation. Gladiators bring pressure. Zickert's going to drop this one off to Gray, and Gray is met by multiple Gladiators. The first man in there was Noah, actually I believe it was Isaac Kerr.
And St. Francis here is doing a really good job, especially on these screen plays. It's so easy to just rush upfield like that, knowing that, oh, a potential sack, but they were holding their ground, they're staying where they have to be, and they're playing assignment of football like this.
Good job of staying disciplined at the line of scrimmage by this Gladiator defensive line and linebacking unit. Winkle to punt this one away. It's going to be a rugby-style punt once again. Fielded by Cam Sellers at the 11. He's going to fake the handoff. Sellers still got it. He's across midfield. Cam Sellers up the sideline. Sellers through one more tackle inside the 10, cuts it back. Eventually brought down by the kicker in Winkle, but inside the 5, the Gladiators will have it.
That was a great fake there. on the punt return. They've run this throughout the season. They haven't ran it today yet just because they haven't had the opportunity to return a punt other than the first other time. And once the fake happened, the entire team of Benzie Central went to the other returner, and it left the right side of the field open as day.
So with 1 minute and 19 seconds remaining here in the first half, the Gladiators have it first and goal. Ball is in between the 3 and the 4 yard line. Once again, this is Dasiak under center for the Gladiators. He's going to turn and hand off, and picking his way for a touchdown down at the 1 yard line, unable to get it across the goal line, was Lisinski.
Just short of the goal line here, you would look to most likely expect the same play up the middle here.
Actually, that's Zielinski on the carry. Here's first and goal from the 1. And the Gladiators are in for another touchdown.
Yep, same exact play right there. That was to number 42 right there, Luke Hagelstein, feeding everyone on this team right here with another touchdown on the board.
Yeah, my mistake. I initially gave the credit on the previous play to Noah Zielinski, but that was Hagelstein there on the touchdown run. And this is a very important point after attempt for the Gladiators. This would enable the running clock for the final 37 seconds of the first half. Bellinger to snap it, Shepard to hold it, and Wildfong to put it up. High snap, controlled well by Shepard, and it is good by Wildfong. So he's now 7 for 8, and the Gladiators have a 48-0 commanding lead after just shy of 2 quarters of play here. Austin Mong, that was an excellent design punt return by the Gladiators right there, and we've seen it before. We saw it in the Lawton game, and we saw it in the Charlevoix game where Cam Sellers is able to make a play on special teams that it really changes the dynamic of how the game feels, and he made it, and he put it on tape right there once again.
Yeah, Cam Sellers did, and they do a really good job at doing those play fakes. It doesn't even matter what it is, just a quick 2-3 seconds of them looking the other way, especially with the speed of Cam Sellers, will open up a big punt return, especially for the 3 phases of football that they play here for Traverse City.
This time, Sam Wildfong will be kicking into the wind once again. Last time, actually the last couple times it's kicked into the wind, it's been caught at about the 10-yard line. Back deep for the Huskies is Hollis Bell. Once again, a lot of young players on this Husky roster. Wildfong sends it away. It's fielded by Bell at his own 8-yard line. Bell across the 20, gets through 1 tackle and is eventually brought down at the 24. Give him a 16-yard return, and the Huskies will have it with 31 seconds to go here in the first half.
Yeah, 31 seconds. You're probably looking at Benzie Central not to do anything special here. If anything, they might just kneel the ball and go into half here.
Yeah, I want to remind everyone coming up that we will have the Grand Traverse Hauling halftime show coming up. We'll break down what we saw in the first half, give some analysis, and what we think we're going to see in the second half between the Huskies and the Gladiators, and then talk about some of the playoff seedings and the playoff implications going forward into the last week of the season. That's all to come on the Grand Traverse Hauling halftime show. There's a handoff up the middle to Gray, and Gray is met by a slew of Gladiators.
Yep, and that should be the last play of the game right here before the first half.
Unless they try to get one more playoff, Austin, but doesn't look like they're going to attempt it. So the Gladiators will take their 48-0 lead into the halftime locker room. We'll be back in about 3 minutes with the Grand Traverse Hauling halftime show. 2 quarters officially in the books as the Gladiators up over the Benzie Central Huskies 48-0. You're watching high school football on Next Level Broadcasting, simulcast live on nextlevelbroadcasting.net and on YouTube at Next Level Broadcasting. We'll be back after these messages.
Outdoors? Do you like action, being part of a team, and big machines? At Team Elmer's, we're not just building roads and infrastructure, we're building dreams and communities. And as a 100% employee-owned company, we value every employee owner with a commitment to excellence and a culture where everything we do it with heart. Every day brings new opportunities for adventure. Apply now at teamelmers.com/careers and be part of something extraordinary.
Excavating has been providing residential and commercial excavating services in northern Michigan for over 32 years. Their services also include shoreline work as well as commercial and residential snow removal. Based in Traverse City, their services extend throughout the 5-county area, but would love to hear from you about a larger project from outside of the area as well. With a goal in mind to provide the best result for their customers, be sure to give them a call at 231-929-9259 or visit them online at popexcavating.com. The Grand Traverse Hauling and Junk Removal know how to help you in times of need, whether you are in the middle of a remodel or just have too much clutter in your life. They work hard to clean up your living space in no time, and if you want to tackle the project on your own, simply call them to drop off one of their nearly 24 dumpsters from 6 cubic yards in size and larger. These folks love what they do and love to help you too. So give them a call today at 231-649-5696 or visit them online at www.grandtravershauling.com.
Twin Bay Dock's exclusive diamond pattern is stylish to complement your waterfront property. It's quality built to last a lifetime. Engineered to be stronger, our non-skid surface stays cool to the touch, and we offer a full line of dock accessories, including kayak and supboard racks. To see all we have to offer, visit our website to find a dealer near you. Twin Bay Docks, simply exceptional quality.
Now's the time to fly from your northern Michigan hometown Cherry Capital Airport. TVC. TVC Airport will get you to your dream destination anywhere in the world. Visit tvcairport.com now.
At American Liner Systems, they have 3 main goals in mind. They want to do the best possible job for their customers, ensure farm and industrial safety, and protect the environment all at the same time. No matter how big or small your job site or farm is, they have many eco-safe solutions like machinery catch basins, fuel and chemical storage, manure lagoons, fertilizer containment solutions, equipment maintenance pads, and so much more. To keep our freshwater clean and our forests green, visit AmericanLinerSystems.com or call 231-258-4200 for a free quote so you can protect tomorrow's environment today.
Collar Clinic, providing peace of mind and local customer service with the latest GPS collars, ARC collars, e-collars, beeper collars, accessories, and replacement parts, protecting your dog's safety and giving you the confidence that you'll be hunting with your dog, not for them. Collar Clinic, your e-collar specialist in northern Michigan for over 35 years.
Traverse Catholic Federal Credit Union in Traverse City. We make banking secure and convenient with biometric logins and remote deposit capture. Whether you need loans, mortgages, or credit cards, we've got you covered. Manage your finances effortlessly with our online banking services. Grow your savings with our competitive rates and savings products. Experience the difference with Traverse Catholic Federal Credit Union. Visit tcfedcu.org for more.
All right, guys, here's what we get.
BC Pizza, BC Pizza, hometown handmade gourmet.
Coach, what do we do? we get BC Pizza.
BC Pizza, BC Pizza.
Today's game is brought to you by Redmond Automotive, Pop Excavating, Cherry Capital Airport, Twin Bay Docks, American Liners, BC Pizza, Alpers Excavating, Grand Traverse Hauling, Collar Clinic, 3 West, Team Elmers, That's a Pizza, Travis Catholic Federal Credit Union, Red Mesa Grill, PGLs, and Magnum Hospitality.
To your child in our GTAG music program. Ladies and gentlemen, in 2024 Gladiator Varsity Band Senior Student Participants.
I need to reuse my.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2024 Falcon Roofing Gladiator Varsity Band Halftime Show. Falcon Roofing, if it's over your head, it's under control. This is the 10th year that the band is under the direction of Mr. Charles Taylor. This year's theme is Dance Party and features some unforgettable songs that have stood the test of time across the decades and still inspire us to get out and dance on the dance floor and move to the music. We open today's show with one of the biggest hits from 1978, the disco anthem YMCA, arranged by Paul Lavender. We continue our show with a dance craze made famous by Chubby Checker that is as popular today as it was when it first came out in 1960. Hank Ballard's The Twist. Our version today is arranged by Chris Cockerell and Jay Dawson and features the SF percussion section. The band will close this afternoon's performance with the energetic hip-hop line dance that premiered in 2007 and still makes you want to get up and slide to the side. The Cupid Shuffle, arranged by Tom Wallace. The 2024 Dancing with the Stars drum majors are seniors Gary Masseron and Robbie Myler, assisted by Junior Maddie Smith. And the color guard captains, Anna Doyle. Gladiator Marching Band, Dorothy Field is yours.
He also said he wanted to pull audio from his phone. He wanted to pull audio from his phone.
Excavating has been providing residential and commercial excavating services in northern Michigan for over 32 years. Their services also include shoreline work as well as commercial and residential snow removal. Based in Traverse City, their services extend throughout the 5-county area, but would love to hear from you about a larger project from outside of the area as well. With a goal in mind to provide the best result for their customers, be sure to give them a call at 231-929-9259 or visit them online at popexcavating.com.
Twin Bay Dock's exclusive diamond pattern is stylish to complement your waterfront property. It's quality built to last a lifetime. Engineered to be stronger, our non-skid surface stays cool to the touch, and we offer a full line of dock accessories, including kayak and supboard racks. To see all we have to offer, visit our website to find a dealer near you. Twin Bay Docks, simply exceptional quality.
Outdoors? Do you like action, being part of a team, and big machines? At Team Elmer's, we're not just building roads and infrastructure, we're building dreams and communities. And as a 100% employee-owned company, we value every employee owner with a commitment to excellence and a culture where everything we do it with heart. Every day brings new opportunities for adventure. Apply now at teamelmers.com/careers and to be part of something extraordinary.
At Grand Traverse Hauling and Junk Removal know how to help you in times of need, whether you are in the middle of a remodel or just have too much clutter in your life. They work hard to clean up your living space in no time, and if you want to tackle the project on your own, simply call them to drop off one of their nearly 24 dumpsters from 6 cubic yards in size and larger. These folks love what they do and love to help you too. So give them a call today at 231-649-5696 or visit them online at www.grandtravershauling.com.
Now's the time to fly from your northern Michigan hometown Cherry Capital Airport, TVC. TVC Airport will get you to your dream destination anywhere in the world. Visit tvcairport.com now.
At American Liner Systems, they have 3 main goals in mind. They want to do the best possible job for their customers, ensure farm and industrial safety, and protect the environment all at the same time. No matter how big or small your job site or farm is, they have many eco-safe solutions like machinery catch basins, fuel and chemical storage, manure lagoons, fertilizer containment solutions, equipment maintenance pads, and so much more. To keep our fresh water clean and our forests green, Visit AmericanLinerSystems.com or call 231-258-4200 for a free quote so you can protect tomorrow's environment today.
Traverse Catholic Federal Credit Union in Traverse City. We make banking secure and convenient with biometric logins and remote deposit capture. Whether you need loans, mortgages, or credit cards, we've got you covered. Manage your finances effortlessly with our online banking services. Grow your savings with our competitive rates and savings products. Experience the difference with Traverse Catholic Federal Credit Union. Visit tcfedcu.org for more.
Collar Clinic, providing peace of mind and local customer service with the latest GPS collars, ARC collars, e-collars, beeper collars, accessories, and replacement parts, protecting your dog's safety and giving you the confidence that you'll be hunting with your dog, not for them. Collar Clinic, your e-collar specialist in Northern Michigan for over 35 years.
All right, guys, here's what we get.
Pizza, BC Pizza, hometown handmade gourmet.
Coach, what do we do? We get BC Pizza.
BC Pizza, BC Pizza.
Today's game is brought to you by Redmond Automotive, Pop Excavating, Cherry Capital Airport, Twin Bay Docks, American Liners, BC Pizza, Alpers Excavating, Grand Traverse Hauling, Collar Clinic, 3 West, Team Elmer's, That's a Pizza, Traverse Catholic Federal Credit Union, Red Mesa Grill, PGLs, and Magnum Hospitality.
Thoroughly Field, as the Traverse City St. Francis Gladiators have a 48-0 lead over the Benzie Central Huskies. And while we have the opportunity to do so, we're going to tell you about Grand Traverse Hauling. Listen, Grand Traverse Hauling is your go-to source for any medium to large-scale junk removal needs in the northern Michigan's Northwest Corridor, specializing in hauling away your unwanted materials and other items. From junk removal, foreclosures, remodels, furniture, and appliances, and everything in between. Don't believe us? See for yourself online at grandtraversehauling.com, and while you're at it, mention you saw their commercial on Next Level Broadcasting and get $25 off a large dumpster rental. That is Grand Traverse Hauling, and the Grand Traverse Hauling halftime show about to be in the books. Both teams back out on the field getting ready for the second half action. We will have a running clock in the second half. And Austin, the reason why we have that running clock has been because of this high-level execution that the Gladiators have had both offensively and defensively through 2 quarters.
Yeah, high level, not just offensively and defensively, but on all 3 levels. We got the offense, we got the defense, and special team of Traverse City St. Francis playing on a high level all across the board. And they came in with the game plan. They had a tough loss last week, and they're looking to just make that rebound, and they've done so correctly. They've been firing on all cylinders. And I think at this point now, going to second half with the running clock, with the big game next week, we already seen it. Some of the backup players come in. I think we're going to see more of that throughout the entire lineup.
Yeah, we might see some of these backups, 5th quarter JV players start to get some extended runs here. They will receive the opening 3rd quarter kickoff. And we do have some stuff that we're going to talk about here. At a break in the action in the 3rd quarter, we're going to break down what the playoff seeding is most likely going to be indicative of this final 2 games in the season, including the second half and then the game at Boyne City next week. What the Gladiators will be kind of tasked with going into the playoffs in their Division 7. They're District 1 of Division 7, so that district is pretty challenging, but it's nothing that the Gladiators aren't used to, and they'll be very well prepared for the playoffs after they've played a very challenging schedule this season.
Yeah, it will be a very challenging district. and it will require maybe some travel, but I think Traverse City St. Francis has already been warmed up to that, built to that with traveling to Jackson last week, with traveling to Berrien Springs week 3, I believe. So they're used to the travel now, and with that could help them out here in the playoffs.
Just a little sneak peek as we talk about that. Their district, the teams that will be in their district with the Gladiators only have a combined 3 losses total on the season. So we'll talk about that and break that down during this second half. Actually, I misspoke. It's the Gladiators to kick it away to the Huskies here as we start. Wildfong sends it away, and Hall's going to let this one go over his head. And the Huskies will have it at their 20 to start the third quarter. Those teams that are predicted to be in the District 1 Division 7 districts will be, if it started today, the Gladiators, the McBain Ramblers, the Charlevoix Raiders, and the Menominee Maroons. We're going to show it right there from snooze to you. And that's as of yesterday. Menominee lost yesterday. McBain won. So there you see it. That's the district as it's shaping up. This time there's a keeper by Wickert.
Yep, and with that hike right there, we are starting now officially the running clock of the second half. So this should be a faster second half, and we might be seeing, not on just the Traverse City side, but we might be also seeing some of the second strings as well on the other side at Benzie Central.
And you can hear that in the press box right now. The wind's starting to pick up a little bit. It's blowing from the west here across Thurlby Field. Zickert in empty formation. There's a penalty going against the Huskies. Actually, timeout taken by the Huskies. And as the Huskies take a timeout, we're going to keep it right here because we're going to tell you about Pop Excavating. Hey, Traverse City, can you dig it? Well, our friends at Pop Excavating sure can. Specializing in septic systems, drain fields, house foundational footprints, land clearing, wintertime snow plowing, and much, much more. If you have a large-scale project coming up on the horizon, leave the digging to Pop Excavating. Visit popexcavating.com for more info. And you know, it's a beautiful Saturday afternoon. The sun is out. About a month ago, we'd probably be hanging out by the beach or on the lake. And if that's you, if you're a lake lover, then this is for you. This is Twin Bay Docks. Attention all water lovers. Twin Bay Docks is Northern Michigan's gold standard for your lakeside access. Trusted by consumers and distributors alike. Featuring a superior, patented vinyl design, Twin Bay Docks makes living life out on the water easy. With their easy-to-install dock systems, you can spend more time enjoying your dock as opposed to feeling anxious about putting it in and taking it out. See for yourself online at twinbaydocksproducts.com. All right, here we have it. 2nd and 8 for the Benzie Central Huskies. Gladiators with 3 down defensive linemen, 2 stand-up edges. There's a pitch out to the far side of the field. That's Joey Abeda. Abeda is knocked out of bounds after a huge hit. That's Gabe Farik, and a late penalty marker flies at where Farik made that tackle. Austin, you're smiling from ear to ear. You like that play.
That was a football hit right there. The entire stadium, I think, loved that one.
Except the official didn't love it.
I don't think so. I think they will be getting a discussion of the minds right here. Let's see.
Yeah, this looks like it's going to be a 15-yard penalty against the Gladiators.
We heard that one from up here.
And it was, I guess, an unnecessary roughness penalty against Gabe. But you got to like the aggression. Gabe coming out here wanting to continue this tone that the Gladiators have started here in this game and are continuing throughout this third quarter. Rowan Zickert in an empty formation. 1 man in motion. That's Brooks. Zickert going to keep it. And Zickert is brought down by Looks like he was brought down. Scout Goldman on the tackle.
Yeah, very good job there, especially on the defense. I think they're starting to read what Benzie Central is doing here. They're not motioning with the players. They're staying put. They're playing more of their own zone and not moving with that to leave that other field on the other side not open for them.
Here's 2nd and 7. 4 receivers to the bottom. Finn Smith in motion. He'll get the direct pitch out to the right. Got a convoy of blockers, and he's out at about the 35-yard line. That's enough to move the chains and for a Husky first down.
Yeah, that was a good play from the receivers. We've seen that very few times today where the receivers in the quad bunches actually was able to get out to the second level and get a helmet on the cornerback and safety. That's how they ended up moving those chains there.
This is 1st and 10 now from the Gladiator 34. I believe the second time that the Huskies have moved the ball down into Gladiator territory all game. Zickert in empty formation once again. Ball's on the ground. Zickert's going to have to dive on it to retrieve it. It's going to go down as about a 12-yard loss on the play.
Yeah, and that's about the second or third time that we've seen a missed snap like that, either high or low, and almost resulting in a turnover there.
Zickert fortunate enough to be able to slide down and recover that football. Want to give a reminder to everybody tuning in that might have purchased tickets to the 2024 Glad-Hander. That's going to be next Saturday evening, October 26th. That's going to be a fun one. If you bought tickets already, well, it's going to be an excellent event, as it always is. That'll be next Saturday night at Traverse City St. Francis High School. That's the 2024 Glad-Hander. Zickert going to roll to his left, putting it up in the air, deflected. A nice play made by Ethan Daziak to block that pass and swat it away.
Yeah, that was a really good play there. But number one right there, Zickert, if he was able to get a little bit more mustard on that, throw it more into the corner near the sideline, he had his receiver open just by a yard or so, and that would have been completed. I don't know if it was maybe caught up in the wind there as well, since it is
going into the wind, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, anything in the air going toward the west end zone is going to have a hard time getting there. I mean, we've seen it with just the leg of Sam Wildfong, almost through the end zone for touchbacks, kicking to the east, kicking to the west, only going to about the 10-yard line. That's how strong the wind is right now. Zickert dropping back to pass, trying to set up a screen over the middle. He does and has a completion to Connor Wenkel. Wenkel eventually dragged down, first hit made by, it looked like Daziak, the first Gladiator to make contact, and then eventually brought down by Braxton Lisinski.
Yeah, that was a great screen play right there from Benzie Central. They ran receivers off into about 10, 15 yards deep, running the linebackers and running the safeties off, whereas the receiver could come right underneath that for the screen pass and then follow his blockers there. We do have a 4th and 16 here with Benzie Central going for it on the Traverse City side.
Yeah, Wickert's going to have to drop back and make something happen. Looking down the far sideline, and it's caught. What a play by Tyler Brooks. Tyler Brooks comes out of nowhere to catch it at the 15-yard line. That was a well-thrown ball and an even better catch by Brooks.
Yeah, that was a really good ball, especially going into the wind. The safety was hunting him down. He was coming down, and he'd throw it more to the inside shoulder just where he could get it, and that was a phenomenal catch there by Brooks.
And one thing I will say about the ball placement there, Austin, is that the ball placement actually helped protect Brooks as he went and laid out to catch that ball. If that ball is high in the air, Brooks has to jump up and is exposing himself for a big hit. That time he was able to dive, catch it, and then get and roll on the ground quickly. Zickert's going to fake it. Here's that little counter, and it's well defended by the Gladiator defense. Sam Wildfong did a nice job of setting the defensive edge there to force Zickert to cut it back up, where he was eventually brought down by, looked like the first Gladiator in there was Michael Frederick.
Yeah, Charles
the defensive ends of Traverse City has been doing this all game long. That's how they were able to take control with their defense. They were able to set the edges, and they were forcing Benzie Central into the middle bunch.
2nd down and 4 yards to go. They can get a first down at the Gladiators 6. The Huskies can. Here's a pitch out to Finn Smith. Smith trying to turn the corner and is getting back right around the 6-yard line, so about a 1-yard loss on that carry.
Yeah, and I think St. Francis is for 100% starting to read what they're doing. They got the quad bunches on the bottom of the screen. They're knowing that wherever that quad bunch is, that's the side that they're running the ball to, trying to get outside to, and they're starting to read that, starting to set more players ready for that outside pitch.
After this Benzie Central possession, we will break down the district matchups if they started today for the District 1 Division 7 playoffs. There's an empty formation for Rowan Zickert. And it looks like he's going to take a timeout. Austin, let's go ahead and cue up that graphic via snoozetoyou.com with these District 1 playoff implications. So if the district started yesterday, this is what the scheduling would be. Now, there are like 0.2 of a point right now separating McBain and Traverse City St. Francis. Actually, a half point separating the Gladiators and the Ramblers. So it's most likely, if both teams win out, that the Gladiators would host the Ramblers in the first week of the playoffs. The Raiders of Charlevoix would go to Menominee, and then the winner of each of those two teams would either play here in Traverse City or Menominee, or, you know, that's kind of how this district is shaping up if it were to start today. But with a win here this afternoon, the Gladiators should jump up in seeding over the McBain Ramblers, and if they win versus Boyne City next week, should have a first-round playoff home game.
Yeah, and that'll be big for Traverse City to stay home. That's something you really want during the playoffs here. You want to be at home with your home crowd. Just that momentum, that confidence you get going out on the field. One big thing in this district, though, is Menominee. They are across the lake. For all of these 3 other teams, that is a hike.
And it's a very, very large home field advantage that the Menominee Maroons have. I believe the closest drive any team in the district would have would be Charlevoix, and it's about a 5-hour drive from Charlevoix, so 6 hours from TC. As Rowan Zickert's going to keep this one, and he is out to about the 4-yard line. He'll have enough for a first down. It'll be 1st and goal for the Huskies. Nice to see guys like Rowan Zickert out here still playing hard, Austin.
Yeah, and like we said, with 2 games, not even 2
First
games,
and goal.
game and a half now before your season is over, you want to end off the season strong. You did not have the season that you wanted. You had a lot of injuries on your team that really just prevented you from a better season that you were expecting. So you want to end the season off strong and go into next season with a boost.
Gladiators are going to take a timeout. We're going to keep it right here and talk to you about Traverse Catholic Credit Union. Traverse Catholic Federal Credit Union is your all-in-one financial service provider. Hey, no place like Traverse Catholic Credit Union to invest in yourself and those around you with the help of Traverse Catholic Credit Union, NMLS number 1128600. Let's also shout out our friends and St. Francis family, Alpers Excavating. Alpers Excavating is a 4-generation St. Francis community family that is proud to support St. Francis Gladiator football all season long. Family owned and operated and proudly featuring services for residential, commercial, municipal, and land development. That's Alpers Excavating. So if you see our friends or any family members from the Alpers family at the Glad Hander next Saturday evening, tell them thanks for being a sponsor of Gladiator football here on Next Level Broadcasting. Shout out to one of the largest Gladiator fans out there. That's Pat Alpers tuning in. Pat, it's going to be good to see you next Saturday at the Glad Hander. Looking forward to it. 3 minutes and 46 seconds left to go in the third quarter. The Huskies have it just inside the Gladiator 5-yard line. Zickert on the designed speed option to his right. He is going to be brought down at about the 1-yard line.
Yeah, it looks like it will be just short, and they might be trying to get Zickert here the ball here in the end zone. He's the one that's got them down there with either on his legs or in the air with that phenomenal throw on 4th down here for that to be the reason why they're even here in the goal line in the first place. So let's see if they try to keep feeding him the ball here for the 6.
So the Huskies of Benzie Central have only 7 seniors on this roster this year. Owen, you were talking about it and alluding to it earlier, Austin, that like this team is very young and they've got a lot of room to grow here with the pieces that are out there playing and playing a lot of minutes.
Yep, they do have a lot of season. They were just plagued by injuries, and they're hoping to bounce back next season and make a run in the regular season to potentially get that playoff.
Well, as we have it right there, you see our sideline camera shot provided by Shane Smith. Let's see if we can get a little cut in. The Gladiators are wearing a special decal on the helmet this afternoon, red BC. For those of you that might just be joining us, that is a tribute to a very sad situation that happened last Saturday. A couple of Benzie Central students were injured and passed away in a tragic car accident. And the Gladiators here are wearing a red BC on their back of the helmet. And, just want to give our thoughts and prayers out to all of those impacted, all the families impacted by such a tragedy. And all of the proceeds from today's 50-50 raffle are going to a GoFundMe to support those families that have, lost a loved one. There you see it right there. Thanks, Shane. Really good shot of Warren Asher there on the sideline with that BC decal on the back of the helmet for the Gladiators. Thanks, Shane, for getting that great shot. All the 50-50 proceeds are going to Benzie Central GoFundMe to support those families. And sometimes it's hard to get back and think about football after such devastating terms. But the Huskies have it here on the 2-yard line. And Rowan Zickert is going to muscle his way in for a touchdown. So Zickert breaks the seal on the score for the Benzie Central Huskies. It's now 48-6 after that 2-yard touchdown run. Austin, it is kind of good to see the Huskies, after a lot of adversity this week, at least feel good that they didn't get shut out here in this game.
No, I think it feels good for them, not even just for the team, for the coaches, for the families, for the community and everything like that, just to come out here and still play the game of football. And to score right here, I think it's a big thing for them as well.
This is Connor Winkle on to attempt the point after. Rowan Zickert, the holder. High snap, Zickert gets it down, and Winkle puts it up and puts it through. So the Huskies put 7 on the board. And, well, we're going to keep it right here once again, Austin. Let's bring up that graphic so we can showcase this once more for everybody. This is what the playoff picture would look like if it started today, not factoring in wins by McBain last night, a win here this afternoon for the Gladiators. Charlevoix won last night. Menominee actually lost. So they lost last night to Kingsford. Menominee now 7-1, Charlevoix 6-2. McBain still undefeated at 8-0. So a pretty hard District 1 for Division 7. Only 3 losses combined between these 3 opponents that the Gladiators could face in their playoff journey. So, Austin, how do you think the Gladiators match up against these teams that they could be competing against in the postseason?
I think one thing is you want to win out here. You want to get that home field advantage and then not have to travel to Menominee for that second round. So you would like to kind of start the playoff basically with the bang, get some momentum, get some confidence in, and that starts at home. That's how that starts. So if you can win out here with a big week next week against Boyne City, that's how you can kind of get the ball rolling here.
Yeah, I haven't done the mathematics on it, but I am not sure if it is mathematically possible for the Gladiators to jump up and get the 1 seed in the district, even with a Menominee loss and a Gladiator win next week. But that is the district as it is shaping out to be right now, courtesy of our friends at snooze2u.com. This is Lane Sanchez with a little pooch kick, fielded at the 25-yard line by Tyler Cadlick. And Tyler Cadlick gets out to about the 34.
Yep, and with that, we will see Traverse City with their first drive of the second half, maybe with some bench players out there, some second, some third strings, getting some more playing time here.
You got to give a lot of respect for this Gladiator offense and team in general right now, coming out there with some of their guys that don't see the field a lot and letting them get out here on senior afternoon, I should say, and get an opportunity to show out in front of their home fans. There's a handoff to Tommy Donahue, and he's brought down for a tackle for loss, and that was Connor Winkle on the stop. But as I was saying, Austin, you know, it's a good feeling for everybody on the team to get out here and get some playing time, because even though the players out here right now aren't featured when it's a one-score game, they still show up to practice every day. They still put their helmet on, and they go to work. So it's nice for them to be rewarded out here.
Yes, sir. They're part of that team. They help the first stringers get ready for the next week, get ready for the next opponent. So this is very valuable playing time for them.
There's a handoff to Tyler Cadlick up the middle. He's out to the 41-yard line. A nice pickup of about 7 yards on 2nd and 11. Does Tyler Cadlick have a touchdown in this game? He does have one, I believe, Austin.
Yes, I can't even count anymore. I think everyone there has a touchdown. And at this point, I feel like I want to dress up and
It's
get a
time
touchdown
for.
myself.
I think it's time for an offensive lineman touchdown.
I think it is. Some Detroit Lions stuff. Dan Campbell.
Here's a shotgun formation now for Daziak. He's going to keep this one on the Zion quarterback keeper and is brought down at the 36. And he was brought down by Winkle. Connor Winkle, one of 7 seniors on this Benzie Central Husky team. That is, I mean, he's still playing hard out there, Austin.
Yeah, and he's been playing hard all game, setting the tone for Benzie Central here. I know they had to make the travel here Saturday morning to get to Traverse City, and he's just been playing hard all day both ways as well.
It'll be Warren Asher to kick it away for the Gladiators. Dalton Mobley, number 13 for the Huskies, stands at his own 29. Asher sends it away for the first time this afternoon. It's a nice spiraling kick. It's going to take a Gladiator roll and be downed at the 13-yard line by Cam Sellers and the rest of that Gladiator special teams punt unit. And, well, while we have an opportunity to do so, we want to thank all of our sponsors one more time for making this game possible for you to watch from the comfort of, well, wherever you find comfort from. That's American Liner Systems, Grand Traverse Hauling, Redmond Automotive, Team Elmer's, Traverse City Cherry Capital TVC Airport, Magnum Hospitality featuring Piggio's Pizza and Red Mesa Grill, Pop Excavating, Alpers Excavating, Twin Bay Docks, and Traverse Catholic Credit Union, and last but not least, BC Pizza, for making this game possible for you to watch on this gorgeous Saturday afternoon. Charles Strail, Austin Mong here, Shane Smith, Steve Weldon, and Jessica Alcorn on our broadcast team this afternoon from Thurlby Field. Austin, your big takeaway so far for the Gladiators after this large win, we presume. How do you think they take some of this momentum, build upon it, and then say, hey, guys, we were good, but we got to be even better if we want to go into Boyne City and make sure that we get a victory in Week 9?
Yeah, I think the game plan in general was just to come in here and rebound after last week's tough loss. So you wanted to kind of limit the turnovers, which unfortunately we still have seen today. And I think that's going to be the main focus, the main priority going into next week. Still working on that turnover ratio and then not turning the ball over to the defense.
Rowan Zickert sending Gray in motion. He's going to pitch it to Gray. Gray tries to cut it back, but is brought down after a 4-yard gain. My apologies. And it looked like Michael Frederick was the first Gladiator in there to make the stop.
Yeah, and the thing about Charter City, I know this is their second and third stringers in, but they are a very well-coached team. They're still holding the ground. They're still executing the game plan, and they're limiting big plays here for Benzie.
And we've seen a lot of these players have to fill in at different points and times during the year. You know, Michael Frederick was playing a lot of minutes earlier on in the season, made some really big plays in that Lawton game. And he's getting some good playing time right now. Zickert going to keep it, and he's not going to pitch it. Still on his feet, however, and he's eventually brought down by Tommy Donahue. And, wow, what an inspired run by Zickert there, Austin.
Yeah, he did not want to go down there. I think he's smelling the other end zone already, but that was very good gang tackling right there from St. Francis. And you saw again with the bunches on the bottom, the team on defense is starting to motion over there to limit the big play to the outside there.
For all those wondering, the Gladiators' last game will be at Boyne City. Boyne City will come in with a 6-2 record. Their only losses are to Kingsley and to Standish Sterling. So a respectable season so far for the Week 9 opponent for the Gladiators, the Boyne City Ramblers. Rowan Zickert is going to be brought down by Michael Frederick. And Austin, I don't think that the Gladiators will have any distractions coming into next week's game versus Boyne City. They know the quality opponent that Boyne City is and presents themselves as. And I think you're going to see a really ready team going next week up to Boyne City.
Yeah, I think we are. And not only that, but it's the last game of the regular season. That just also adds an emphasis to the game as well. This is how you want to end off the season, and it determines on next week. And I think preparation is still going to be high versus Boyne City, and then it's going to be a big-time game next week.
Here's 4th down and 2. Zickert takes the design quarterback keeper. He's got a first down, still on his feet, still moving. Tackled at the 30-yard line, give him a gain of 7 yards on 4th and 2. Rowan Zickert playing hard right now, Austin.
Yeah, Zickert is, I think, trying to get one himself into the end zone on the other end. So he's trying to get to the other end, but he is churning them legs. He is lower than the other man.
Gladiators making a little substitution at safety. That's Braxton Lisinski, number 9, who comes in. It's 1st and 10 for the Huskies on the 30-yard line. Rowan Zickert following his blockers, brought down by Lisinski.
And this is not just Zickert right here that's just running the ball really well. The line is creating a gaping hole in the middle of that defensive line. They are opening up and not pinching in this time, and they're creating a big hole in that, like, B gap area.
Well, as the Huskies continue on this drive, it's about 3:18 Eastern Standard Time here, and I'm starting to get a little hungry for maybe some handmade hometown gourmet pizza. That's BC Pizza in Traverse City, probably featuring the handmade hometown and gourmet pizza. I prefer the ham and pineapple Hawaiian pizza. That's BC Pizza. There's a handoff to Gray, and Gray is brought down after about a 1-yard gain by Tommy Donahue, who was the first Gladiator in there to make the stop.
Yeah, and we do see a quarterback change now. We see number 13, Dalton Mobley, the freshman that's in that quarterback. Oh, excuse me. He just did that hike for 1 snap, so I think they got number 1 Zickert back in. So they're exchanging back and forth.
And, you know, there's a short gain on 3rd down. We'd be remiss if we didn't mention the wonderful athletic department over at Benzie Central. That's Eli Harris, Austin. We've done numerous games over at Benzie Central. You have as well. And, you know, they're always very hospitable and great and just gracious hosts for next level broadcasting when we go over to Benzie and do games there. So shout out to the athletic department over at Benzie Central as well. Looks like the Huskies are going to come away on the short end of this one. 48-7 is the current score just about halfway through this fourth quarter. Zickert in an empty formation. Straight run to the right. He needed 1 yard, and looks like he's got enough to move the chains.
Yep, just another half a yard more that he needed to move those chains, and they are looking at another set of downs to work with.
Once again, the Gladiators rocking their throwback uniforms here on Senior Day. Uniforms, I was told by kind of the statistician slash, keeper of all legend of Traverse City St. Francis football, Chris Middleton, that these uniforms predate 2010.
Oof.
Here's a pitch out. Just a pass now. Finn Smith uncorking one for Wenkel. And Connor Wenkel has it all the way down to the Gladiator 25. That's a nice pitch pass from Finn Smith to Wenkel.
Yes, that was a great play design. We saw something like this early in the game, the first half, where they did that two-handed toss that we were a little confused about. I think there was pressure on that end that forced them to run, but this time they were able to get that pass, and he just threw it a little high in the air, got caught up in the wind, but got to his receiver for the completion.
Here's 1st and 10. Zickert back to throw, rolling to his right, and it's intercepted. Intercepted by the Gladiators at the 23-yard line. And it's Michael Frederick who's got the INT. What a play by 2-6 for the Gladiators.
Frederick with the interception, he just sat there. The ball came right to him. There was pressure in Zickert's face, and he just tossed it right to him. It's almost like as he was wearing a Benzie Central jersey, but they now will take the ball over on their 24-yard line, 23-yard line. And some confusion going on downfield for Traverse City. I think they're trying to get some personnel issues corrected, and they will be calling a timeout here with 4:11 left in the fourth quarter. And with that timeout, we will also be taking a timeout, and we'll see you back in about 30 seconds.
Twin Bay Dock's exclusive diamond pattern is stylish to complement your waterfront property. It's quality built to last a lifetime. Engineered to be stronger, our non-skid surface stays cool to the touch, and we offer a full line of dock accessories, including kayak and supboard racks. To see all we have to offer, visit our website to find a dealer near you. Twin Bay Docks, simply exceptional quality.
And welcome back here at Thurlby Field. I think we got the personnel change correct, and we're back on the 23-yard line of Traverse City St. Francis. Wishbone formation. They hand it off to number 15. Goes to the left side. He gets about 2-3 yards there on the run. Clogged up very nicely from Benzie Central. And that was Tyler Thompson with the carry to the left side of the line. And this is Traverse City's second drive of the second half. That's the thing about running clock. It just moves by really fast.
Yeah, here's a little inside handoff to Michael Frederick. Michael Frederick making some plays on defense. He had that interception to get the ball back for the Gladiators. We've got 3 minutes and 20 seconds left to go here in this fourth quarter. Wind still starting to, actually still staying with a high pace. Want to remind everyone that coming up, we will have some seniors joining us in the post-game show. And that post-game show senior interview will be courtesy of our friends at Twin Bay Docks and the Twin Bay Docks postgame show. And we have a new quarterback in for the Gladiators. I believe that's Harrison Shepard, number 5.
Yep, Shepard in at quarterback, but Parker Pritchett on the defensive side for Benzie Central shot that gap and got into the backfield for a tackle there to force the 4th down and get the ball back to the Huskies offense.
And Warren Asher back out to punt once again for the Gladiators. Back deep for the Huskies is Dalton Mobley at his 45-yard line. This is a high punt. Mobley fields it at midfield. Fair catch, and the Huskies will take over at the 50.
And this will most certainly look like the last drive of the game here for the Huskies, so we will see if they will make any personnel change here or try anything special to go for another touchdown scoring drive.
Yeah, I would imagine that they just keep going to their bread and butter, which is snapping it to Rowan Zickert and seeing what he can do, whether he's following his blocks to the right, to the left. And we did see a nice executed pitch pass earlier on that drive just before this, so that was a thing of beauty. Shotgun formation for Zickert. Looking to throw up the far sideline. Pass intended for Connor Wenkel, but just a little bit over his head as Zickert overshot him by roughly 2 yards.
Yeah, that was actually the right idea right there. They put the double move on the outside, and he had his man beat, but he just put a little too much on that.
And this one's incomplete once again.
Yep, and that was intended for Connor Wenkel, again, the senior. I think they are trying to feed here as well. Their seniors going into with only 10 seconds left in the game. We might be seeing one last snap. Let's see if there's any urgency with that. And with 2 seconds left, I do not think we'll get one more snap, and that will be game at Thurby Field here with Charter City St. Francis 48 and Benzie Central Huskies 7.
Yeah, what a game by the Gladiators. They scored 48 first half points. The Huskies put 7 up on the board for an aesthetical purpose in the second half, but the Gladiators controlled this one from start to finish. Austin, what are your final thoughts here before we send it to break and before we have our Twin Bay Docks post-game show?
I think this is a huge win for Charter City St. Francis here, especially going into a rowdy environment in Boyne City next week. So I think this will help build up the momentum that we're talking about kind of leading into this final stretch right here. And I think they can take a lot of positives, but they still have some things to work on.
Yeah, some of those things to work on. We'll touch base on those during the Twin Bay Docks post-game show. We'll be back in about 3 or 4 minutes with some company from some senior Gladiators joining us up in the press box here for the Twin Bay Docks post-game show. We'll be back after these messages. Don't go anywhere, folks. Live interviews coming up next on Next Level Broadcasting. We'll be back after this.
Excavating has been providing residential and commercial excavating services in northern Michigan for over 32 years. Their services also include shoreline work as well as commercial and residential snow removal. Based in Traverse City, their services extend throughout the 5-county area, but would love to hear from you about a larger project from outside of the area as well. With a goal in mind to provide the best result for their customers, be sure to give them a call at 231-929-9259 or visit them online at popexcavating.com.
Outdoors? Do you like action, being part of a team, and big machines? At Team Elmer's, we're not just building roads and infrastructure, we're building dreams and communities. And as a 100% employee-owned company, we value every employee owner with a commitment to excellence and a culture where everything we do it with heart. Every day brings new opportunities for adventure. Apply now at teamelmers.com/careers and be part of something extraordinary.
The Grand Traverse Hauling and Junk Removal know how to help you in times of need, whether you are in the middle of a remodel or just have too much clutter in your life. They work hard to clean up your living space in no time, and if you want to tackle the project on your own, simply call them to drop off one of their nearly 24 dumpsters from 6 cubic yards in size and larger. These folks love what they do and love to help you too. So give them a call today at 231-649-5696 or visit them online at www.grandtravershauling.com. At American Liner Systems, they have three main goals in mind. They want to do the best possible job for their customers, ensure farm and industrial safety, and protect the environment all at the same time. No matter how big or small your job site or farm is, they have many eco-safe solutions like machinery catch basins, fuel and chemical storage, manure lagoons, fertilizer containment solutions, equipment maintenance pads, and so much more. To keep our freshwater clean and our forests green, visit AmericanLinerSystems.com or call 231-258-4200 for a free quote so you can protect tomorrow's environment today.
Traverse Catholic Federal Credit Union in Traverse City. We make banking secure and convenient with biometric logins and remote deposit capture. Whether you need loans, mortgages, or credit cards, we've got you covered. Manage your finances effortlessly with our online banking services. Grow your savings with our competitive rates and savings products. Experience the difference with Traverse Catholic Federal Credit Union. Visit tcfedcu.org for more.
Collar Clinic, providing peace of mind and local customer service with the latest GPS collars, bark collars, e-collars, beeper collars, accessories, and replacement parts, protecting your dog's safety and giving you the confidence that you'll be hunting with your dog, not for them. Collar Clinic, your e-collar specialist in Northern Michigan for over 35 years.
All right, guys, here's what we get.
Pizza, BC Pizza, hometown handmade gourmet.
Coach, what do we do? We get BC Pizza.
BC Pizza, BC Pizza.
Today's game is brought to you by Redmond Automotive, Pop Excavating, Cherry Capital Airport, Twin Bay Docks, American Liners, BC Pizza, Alpers Excavating, Grand Traverse Hauling, Collar Clinic, 3 West, Team Elmer's, That's a Pizza, Traverse Catholic Federal Credit Union, Red Mesa Grill, PGLs, and Magnum Hospitality.
All right, welcome into the Twin Bay Docs postgame show here. The Gladiators with the 48-7 victory here over the Benzie Central Huskies. I'm here joined to my left by Tommy Donahue and Tyler Cadlick. Gentlemen, it was a well-played game this afternoon by you guys. Came out with a 48-7 victory. Talk about how you were able to bounce back after a tough game last week down in Jackson where some miscues and some turnovers. I'm sure you guys felt like you were in a much closer game than what the score indicated. How were you guys able to flush it out and get ready to play? Tommy, I'll start with you for this question.
Starting off our Lumen Christi game, we understood a lot of the point difference was due to our mistakes. We continuously shot ourselves in the foot. So to turn it around this week, we had to understand that we were more than capable to beat teams like that, and that we needed to just fix the little things, and then we'll get scores like we saw here today.
Sure. Well said. Tyler, let's go with you. You got a touchdown here today, this afternoon. That one obviously felt good. But talk about just how this team came together. We saw some really, really nice blocking up front by your offensive linemen. I got a question. So Eli scored a touchdown. He went untouched. Do guys like Zach Winowicki, do they come up to you and say, hey, man, like, I got you an easy tub there. Like, you owe me some lunch or something. How did those offensive linemen – do they blackball you? What do they do? Because I know those guys somehow got to get, what's just and what's due coming to them.
Yeah, well, they don't really do that. They know that we have to do our part also to score the touchdown. It's mainly rely on them. After the play, they do come up and say, "Dude, I pancaked," or something like that.
Yeah, well, it's certainly obvious that you guys have a fun time playing. If you're a ball carrier, it's like the first guys there to greet you in the end zone are those offensive linemen who pave the way for you. So that's always one of those things that, football teams are very tight-knit groups of players and friends and classmates at the very end of the day. And that's one of the things that's always fun to see, especially bouncing back from a tough loss last week, the fun that you guys played with this afternoon. So the question for each of you, and you can answer it however you want to do in part. Next week you'll be on the road versus Boyne City. They're a 6-2 team. They're also currently in the playoffs if the playoffs started today. What do you have to do to be able to enjoy this victory here this Saturday afternoon? And then when do you start that preparation period to get ready for Boyne City?
I'll start off. We'll just approach it the way we approach any other game. Celebrate today, celebrate tonight, and tomorrow we start on Benzie, Boyne City next week. Yeah, so celebrate today, tonight. Sunday, go to Mass, prepare, and then Monday, back to work, study your film, do your job in practice, and we just have to be able to execute, and we should be good for that game.
Sure. Okay, well, appreciate it, Tommy and Tyler. I'm going to bring in our next two guests here. Gentlemen, step up to the plate. Or step up to the headset. All right, we've got Noah Zielinski, and not to be outdone, we also have our friend on the far side. You've been here before, so I'm going to start with you.
All right.
Okay. So, and it's the first time for Noah, so we're going to kind of ease him in nice and easy. We're going to start with Michael Frederick over here. So, Michael, you had that interception here in the fourth quarter. Tell the people about what you saw, what your read was there, so that way you were able to make a play on the ball.
There I was just reading the quarterback, and he was rolling outside, so I was following him, and then he throws the ball right to me. So
you just got to make the catch, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Just got to make the catch. Sometimes that's the hardest thing to do. Now let's go over to you, Noah. So big game here tonight, senior day, senior afternoon, if you will. Did you get caught up in any emotions at all, or tell me everything that was going through your helmet here this afternoon?
Yeah, definitely some emotions. That was my first touchdown. I started playing football last year, my junior year, and it's the best sport I could ever ask to play, and that was a whirlwind of emotions for me to get that touchdown. I'd have to say the greatest feeling in the world.
Okay, there you have it right there. Noah Zielinski, greatest feeling in the world. Well, don't sell yourself short. You got a long life ahead of you. But for now, greatest feeling in the world, scoring that touchdown here versus the Huskies this afternoon on Senior Day. Got to be a pretty good feeling. I'll ask the same question I asked to Tommy and Tyler earlier. So how do you guys go about getting ready now for a team that's better than the Huskies here? You know, Boyne City's got a 6-2 record. How do you get ready for that challenge going up to Boyne City? And like I asked them, and Tommy kind of said it pretty eloquently. They got to get ready for the process, start preparing. But Michael, I'll start with you. What is your weekly ritual as it pertains to getting one game out of the system and getting ready to go play another opponent the following Friday or Saturday?
Yeah, I think similar to what Tyler said, just get to Mass on Sunday and then just watch some NFL football and
Okay.
just relax a little bit and then back to work on Monday.
Okay.
Rest up on Sunday or Saturday, Sunday, and then of course go to Mass, and then first day practice Monday, give 100%.
100% Monday through Thursday, and then be prepared mentally to go to battle on Friday. So sounds like a really good plan of attack. We want to thank everybody for tuning in. This has been the Twin Bay Docs post-game show here for Charles Strail, Austin Mong, Shane Smith, Steve Weldon, and Jessica Alcorn, our executive producer here. We want to thank our guests as well for joining us here for a little post-game interview. Gentlemen, thanks for the time. Enjoy the weekend, and we'll see you next Friday at Boyne City. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in, making us a part of your Saturday afternoon. This has been a high school football presentation on Next Level Broadcasting, simulcast live on nextlevelbroadcasting.net and on YouTube, Next Level Broadcasting. We'll see everybody as the Gladiators travel to Boyne City next Friday. Until then, stay safe and have a great rest of the weekend, everyone. Good night from Traverse City.
Today's game is brought to you by Redmond Automotive, Pop Excavating, Cherry Capital Airport, Twin Bay Docks, American Liners, BC Pizza, Alpers Excavating, Grand Traverse Hauling, Collar Clinic, 3 West, Team Elmers, That's the Pizza, Travis Catholic Federal Credit Union, Red Mesa Grill,